Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Thunder Ducky. This is going to be a pretty divisive video. I'm not even going to lie. For those of us who support the one and only president, or the the one that we had before, and then the future president of the United States, right here, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to come as no surprise. But for some of you that are on the left, I'm not going to call you out. I'm not going to attack you. I'm not going to do any of the things that they say that we Trump supporters do. What I am going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to sit here and listen for a little bit, maybe do something in the background, play a game, cook dinner, go to a protest. I don't know what you leftists do, but try to listen to the stuff that I have and pay attention to the videos that I have for you, because this is not an easy topic for anybody. We have the current vice president and the president, by the way, who have committed treason against the people of the United States of America. First and foremost, if we want to look at treason, ladies and gentlemen of the left, you didn't get to vote for Kamala. Your vote was taken and just given to her, which is tyrannical behavior. You didn't get to choose Kamala. You didn't get to choose Biden again. Because if Biden was going to step down, he would fulfill his term, and then they would have the whole Democrat debates and stuff, just like they did with the VPs. That's how it runs. That's how the United States runs. But your votes, and let's just think about the numbers that Biden got in 2020. Let's say it's 81 million. 81 million of your votes doesn't mean shit. 81 million votes right now, as of this election, was stolen. This one. Not 2020. This one. And given to someone you might not have voted for. Could you have? Yes. But still stolen. Ladies and gentlemen, before I hop into this, because I have quite a bit. Is it 11 videos? No, it's, let's see. I got a couple of videos, and then I got a couple of images to share with you guys. This is going to be a long context video, so before I get into it, make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing, turning on any bell notifications so you know whenever I do a video. I think I'm going to stick towards videos. Live streams are going to happen here and there whenever like new games and stuff comes out. But if you have that bell notification on, you'll never miss it. So this is going to happen in a couple of different sections, by the way. The first one is going to be illegals. Then we have Helen, however you pronounce that hurricane's name. And we have treason at the end, so make sure you're staying to the end and watching the entire video. So first and foremost, Kamala and Biden have turned against the American people. They are strictly for illegal immigrants. Now, the first video I have for you to show some evidence of that is from the director of ICE, talking about the statistics behind illegal immigrants. So I'm going to go ahead and play that for you now.
Yeah, and Sandra, bear with me. We just got these numbers moments ago, but it's a jaw dropper to say the least. So to set the stage here, let me just explain what these numbers mean. ICE has something called a non-detained docket. Essentially what that is it means migrants who were encountered by DHS but are no longer in federal custody. So who's on this non-detained docket? It's illegal immigrants who were caught and released at the border, released with the court date years away. They're in immigration proceedings, combined with illegal immigrants who have already been ordered, deported from the country by a judge, but are still here roaming the country. So keep that in mind, this non-detained docket. According to a letter that the acting director of ICE just sent to Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez, on ICE's non-detained docket, they're currently tracking 425,000 non-citizens who have been convicted of a crime. Of that number, over 13,000 non-citizens have convictions for homicide and are on the non-detained docket, meaning they're roaming the country right now. On top of that, there are another 15,811 non-citizens convicted of sexual assault who are roaming the country right now on ICE's non-detained docket. It doesn't stop there. Those are convictions. The ICE director also says there are currently just under 1,900 non-citizens on the non-detained docket who have pending homicide charges, who are roaming the country, and another 4,250 non-citizens who have pending sexual assault charges who are roaming the country on the non-detained docket. So people's eyes might be glazing over right now with all the numbers we just threw at you. Just to put it in a nutshell right here, what we've learned from the acting ICE director via this letter to Congressman Tony Gonzalez is right now there are over 13,000 illegal aliens convicted of homicide who are roaming the United States right now. There are another 15,811 illegal aliens roaming the country right now who have been convicted of sexual assault, and there are even more who are facing charges for homicide and charges for sexual assault. So this just goes to show, guys, the non-detained docket has exploded under the Biden administration to over, I believe it's 7.3 million. They're anticipating it could hit 8 million by the end of the year. But looking at the numbers on this letter right here, there are currently over 600,000 non-citizens on ICE's non-detained docket who are either convicted, 600,000 non-citizens on this non-detained docket who are roaming the country right now. Of that, 425,000 have already been convicted of crimes. 222,000 are pending crimes. And again, the most serious crimes we just told you about, over 13,000 convicted of homicide, over 15,000 convicted of sexual assault. And honestly, that is not a surprise to hear given these horrible headlines we keep seeing popping up in multiple parts of the country almost every day now of a horrible sexual assault or a murder or another violent felony committed by an illegal alien who is often caught and released from custody. And the jaw dropper here too, guys, is all these numbers we just rattled off, they don't even account for the nearly 2 million gotaways who have crossed our border under the Biden administration. Those almost 2 million gotaways, they were never encountered by DHS. They snuck in. They were never caught by Border Patrol. They were never encountered by ICE. There's no record of them, so they have nothing to do with the numbers I just rattled off to you. These are just the numbers of people that ICE has already encountered, that Border Patrol has encountered, that DHS knows who they are. And we just saw those horrible stories in Nantucket the other day. ICE ran a week-long operation in Nantucket, and in a single operation in a 48-hour span, they arrested 2 Salvadoran illegal aliens who came into the country as gotaways and were arrested for child rape on Nantucket. They got a Brazilian guy who was arrested for sexually assaulting a Nantucket resident, and then a Guatemalan guy who was previously deported who was arrested for sexually assaulting a Nantucket resident. So we keep seeing all these headlines about migrant crime popping up in different cities all over the country. This right here is the first time we have ever seen specific numbers as to who and what ICE is tracking when it comes to convicted criminals who have crossed the border at some point and are either supposed to be deported or are going through their immigration proceedings but are not in ICE custody right now and are roaming the country. So I'll ping it back to you guys, but some pretty jaw-dropping numbers that we are still going through as we speak right now.
Yeah, so they allowed these people to just strut across the border and giving them free real estate. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by free real estate, I have a couple examples of that. But if we look at the apartment complex in Denver that is being overrun by the Puerto Rican gang. I think it was Puerto Rican gang. No, because that's the U.S. territory. Anyway, we have a gang that's taken over a apartment complex in Denver, and absolutely nobody's doing anything about it. We had a rumor that the Hells Angels was going to go take care of that, and they didn't. Which was really disappointing because I was really looking forward to seeing some Hell Angels versus some illegal immigrants. That would be some quality TV right there. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't get it. No, this isn't a Trump Cup. I wish I had a Trump Cup. This is Fallout, baby. Best video game franchise out there. But anyway, this next video shows illegals getting free apartments for a couple of years. Not a couple of months, not a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of years. I think it was 2. That were intended for the American people. So I'm going to go ahead and play that one for you right now.
How much is rent here?
Free. 2 years.
After 2 years, we have to pay the rent.
All right, y'all, this is Savannah Hernandez in Brunswick, Maine, reporting to you from the apartments where migrants are getting their rent paid for up to 2 years. Now, I wanted to give you guys a first inside look at these units. The migrants shared with us that they come furnished, so they have a flat screen TV in there, couches, tables and chairs, a bed. We also asked them as well, hey, are you paying utilities here? They shared with us that nope, they do not have a water bill, they do not have an electricity bill.
And what about the light and the water?
Everything is good. We don't pay anything.
Now, I wanted to focus in on this area of Maine because there is a housing crisis going on currently for residents, and these buildings were initially created for Maine residents, but then it was decided that homeless migrants would be living here. Now, as an American, you can rent out one of these units, but a one-bedroom is going to run you about $1,800, and a two-bedroom is going to run you about $2,300. By the way, the average housing price for a house over here in Brunswick is about $480,000. So there was obviously a lot of outrage when it was first discovered that migrants were going to be housed here for free on taxpayer dollar. Now, I wanted to focus in on Brunswick as well because this is the same county that has received FEMA funding from that same program that spent almost $1 billion through the fiscal year of 2023 and 2024 on sheltering illegal immigrants throughout the United States of America. By the way, FEMA coming out and saying that they have run out of that funding.
We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
This is why I wanted to come up this way. This is why I wanted to come to Brunswick, because I wanted to show you guys a comparison of how the federal government is treating American citizens versus illegal immigrants and migrants in this country. This is how migrants up in Maine, up in Brunswick are living. We also went to Bangor, we went to Lewiston, and there are African migrants who share with us that they really like it over here, that they've been treated very well. We spoke to Catholic Charities who told us that they are expecting more migrants. They're actually bringing more migrants up this way.
Yeah, so we're expecting up to 150 refugees starting yesterday until September 30th, which is the fiscal year. And then we also have walk-in clients, which will increase those numbers. Generally for refugees that we know are coming, we help them get set up with an apartment, but we're always looking for like other landlords to work with as well for apartments.
So I wanted to give you guys an idea of what was going on in Maine, the uppermost corners of the United States of America, where you wouldn't expect there to be migrants. This is a direct result of the open border, the illegal immigration crisis that has been allowed to prosper over the past 3-4 years, and it's stretching to even areas of America that you wouldn't expect.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have people marooned, houses destroyed, lives destroyed, families destroyed, places they work destroyed. From Hurricane Helene or Helen or however you fucking say it. And all Kamala wants to do is give them $750. And by the way, that's only if they prove that they actually need it. It's not you were in Hurricane Helene and we're going to give you $750 just right off the bat. No, it's $750 if you prove you need it. And by the way, a couple days after that, they sent like $400 million to Lebanon. But American citizens get $750. And if you're curious about the $750 thing, I have another video. I think it was breaking news. Kamala gives survivors $750, something along that lines. If you want some more information based around that topic, I got a video up on that. Third thing I want to show you is another video, and it's the final one in the illegal section that I have for this video. I have for you is taken in New York. No real surprise there, right? New York's a pretty Democrat-run state, where illegals admit they are supporting Biden because of the free stuff that they are getting. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I will play the video for you.
¿Y por cuánto tiempo han estado quedándose aquí en el Rojo Hotel?
Desde que yo llegué, julio.
¿Cuántos meses es eso?
Como 7 meses.
¿Y han tenido que pagar alojamiento?
No, nada. No he pagado nada.
¿Es 100% gratis?
Sí.
¿Y le dan almuerzo, desayuno?
Sí, le dan cosas del niño, personales, nos dan pañales, lo que necesiten.
¿Y ahí en el hotel hacen limpieza de las puertas?
Sí, hacen. Sí, todos los días hacen limpieza, cambian las sábanas, hacen aseo.
¿Todos los días hacen eso?
Sí, todos los días.
¿Han poder conseguir trabajo ustedes?
No. Yo no.
Si ustedes tuvieran un problema de medicina, ¿cómo podrían recibir ayuda con eso?
Bueno, con una tarjeta, la del seguro de Medicare.
Y la MetroPlus. Nosotros tenemos la MetroPlus y eso nos abarca el seguro que nosotros necesitamos para los niños y también nosotros nos beneficiamos de eso.
¿Se sintieron apoyados gracias a nuestro presidente Joe Biden?
Bueno, sí. Sí, porque si no estamos trabajando ni nada, él es el que nos está ayudando prácticamente.
Now, this is illegal and treason because they are going to allow them to vote. Not only that they're giving them free stuff, but they're allowing them to vote. So, 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. That's some good American Kentucky whiskey right there. Anyway, so not only are they giving them free stuff, right? They're giving them free stuff. And then the illegals even came out and said that they are going to support Biden because of the free stuff that they got. That's buying votes, ladies and gentlemen. That is extremely illegal and potentially treason. And the reason why it's potentially treason is it's a foreign country and people that are able to vote in the American election. And if you don't think they're going to allow them to do that, especially right now, as of the recording of this, where Kamala's fallen behind in a couple of different states, especially battleground states, you are ridiculous. We're going to switch over to Helen. And I just want to give this shout out right here, right now, to anybody that has survived it, anybody that's going through it currently, because it's a long-lasting process. It's not just a hit it and quit it kind of thing. My thoughts and prayers are for you. If I had been able, after I moved, work has been like non-existent. I went over to FedEx. They told me I wouldn't get paid for a month. I went over to Lowe's. I did the orientation. Then they told me that the location was going to be shut down for a couple of weeks for belt management. And I still haven't got a phone call from them. Day after, well, actually it'll be tomorrow as of the time I'm putting up this video. I have an interview with the city bus transportation services. So thoughts and prayers, please, for me so I can get that out. But thoughts and prayers definitely go towards the folks that have suffered through this hurricane. If you lost a loved one too through this hurricane, I mean, shit. This is really got to rock your boat whenever it comes to how Biden and Kamala are handling it. But go check out Guns and Gadgets. Second Amendment News, I think is what his full channel is called. He has been able to get some donations together through his PayPal from his viewership, and giving food, medicine, blankets, and other kinds of stuff like that. Don't do American Cross. Don't do FEMA, because FEMA has sent their money elsewhere, which I have videos for, or I've already posted videos for, because I can't remember exactly what each video I have up has shown, simply for the fact that I have like 11 fucking different forms of evidence for you. I have a script, though, planned out so I know where the evidence place is important. But, yeah, go over to Guns and Gadgets. It's a cool dude. And let him know Thunder Ducky sent you. Because I want people to know that Thunder Ducky's there for them. Anyway, we're going to go into Helani, however you fucking say this. The people stranded and left alone after the hurricane are being left to fend for themselves by the U.S. government. Some people, by the way, and when I say some people, like Guns and Gadgets, those are real American heroes, are stepping up to help out. So the first thing I have, I believe this is one of the only images or tweets that I have. A lot of the other ones are videos, which is why this video is extensive. You might be wondering, what was Kamala doing all this? Well, she was filming a podcast called Call Her Daddy, which is apparently a sex podcast. Now, I know nothing about Call Her Daddy. I do know that after she did this interview, her own cat lady, single mom, wine drinking community called her out for it and said, well, this is bullshit and this is clearly propaganda, and you should have done better. So she tried to reach out to Trump, didn't work. And the last I heard, she's trying to go towards Planned Parenthood sites to talk about the abortion bans that Donald Trump has done, and trying to get the perspectives from there. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, he has not done an abortion ban. Actually, surprisingly to myself and a couple others who are kind of against this whole thing, and by kind of, I mean extremely against abortion, he's come out in a form of support for it. And my opinions on abortion is simply this. It takes two to tango. It takes me and a woman. Both of us should have a choice. And then also, the state shouldn't get involved, the country shouldn't get involved, the county shouldn't get involved, the city shouldn't get involved. It's between me and her. And the only real way I support it is if someone gets raped. That's really it. If you get raped, or if there's some kind of like medical issue to where if you're not able to survive the pregnancy / procedure and it's going to kill the baby anyway, then I'm for it. But she did call her daddy. And I believe it's pretty much a sex podcast. Because I did watch... What did I watch? I don't think it was... I'm pretty sure it was on Twitter. I watched a segment of her talking about different women's issues. Like, what's the most important part of your body as a woman? And how will men not understand the things that part of your body go through? They're talking about the vag, right? So I believe I saw that on Twitter, but I'm not 100% sure. It's basically what the podcast is. Go check it out for yourself. If you're interested for whatever fucking reason at this point. Fifth piece of evidence I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. To further prove the point that Biden and Kamala are ignoring the victims of Helene, here is a video explaining how they want to donate even though we have to pay obscene taxes. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We pay taxes. A huge chunk of our paychecks are taken by the federal government, IRS. Internal Revenue Service, I believe is what it is. I don't know if they've changed monikers or whatever. But we pay taxes and stuff like that. But they want us to donate money. It's like, well, what's the money? What is taxes for if we can't send it to people that have been fucked by a hurricane? But I got a video for it, and I'm going to play it for you right here.
Why do the U.S. citizens always get left out? And I'm going to try to stay calm, but I don't see that happening. We all know about the floods in Tennessee, North Carolina. I'm seeing videos of little kids, they're saying, running around saying, where's my mommy and daddy? Where's my mommy and daddy? Thousands of people missing. And that's not the problem. The problem is I'm seeing videos out there saying, let's all donate. Donate for what? We pay taxes. Our country should take care of us. But instead, they're sending a fucking $1 billion to wars. To wars. But now our people need it and we have to donate? No. Our U.S. government should take care of this. They take care of everybody. Everybody in other countries except their own citizens. Folks, this has me pissed. These people need help. Our government should be doing all they can. It should be done immediately. And it's not. Remember Hawaii. Remember everything else. We get shit on. When are you all going to wake up? Donate? Donate for what? We're the citizens. Take care of us.
Isn't that insane? Isn't that like absolutely fucking insane? The fact that we have to come forward and help our fellow Americans whenever we pay tax dollars. Now, obviously, we're not just relying on the government and tax dollars because, of course, we can't. Which is why I'm promoting Guns and Gadgets, because he does do support for these people. I think another one's Vet Talks, Veterans Talk. You know, I think their channel's just Vet Talks. But they all support the people that have gone through the hurricane, and they're buying supplies, which is, I think supplies mean a little bit more than just handing them a chunk of money. Because it's like, okay, well, the internet's down, so I can't order anything. Stores are destroyed by the hurricane, so I can't go and buy something. So if you bring them like a blanket, like MREs, or by the way, that's military term, meals ready to eat. Those are fucking delicious, by the way. Just don't chew the gum and don't eat the cheese, and you'll be fine. I think getting them supplies is a little bit better than bringing them a chunk of money, because a lot of people see a chunk of money, and unfortunately that little stigmatism in our brains is like, spend it. And you're like, well, on what? And they're like, something stupid. And then you run out of the money. So bringing them supplies, I think, is a lot better. Okay, so I did the taxes. Video number 6. Here's a video from a resident of North Carolina that has an honest take about how the people are being left behind. So this is a woman. I think she's a little bit distant from what has happened. I think like I don't know. I don't remember. She says the distance. I'm not gonna throw myself out there by throwing a different or wrong number out there. But she's in North Carolina, and she's dealing with the aftermath of this hurricane, and she's damn near tears, and she manages to record a video. So shout out to her. Go support her, and let's go ahead and play the video as of right now.
If any of my videos get watched, please let it be this one. I'm just down the mountain from Asheville. It's about an hour that way. And they are not okay. This whole time, it's been the regular, everyday citizens, civilians that are saving each other. Every helicopter I've seen has been privately owned. It has been a citizen, a civilian that has been going. I've seen maybe 3 or 4 military Black Hawks, anything like that. And now FEMA's there, and they're not helping. They are actively stopping the citizens from being able to help each other anymore. They're coming in and stealing donations, and it's insane. It is so insane. People are dying, and without helicopters, you're not getting to them, and they're not getting help. If it wasn't for organizations like the United Cajun Navy and Operation Airdrop, these people wouldn't have anything at all. And so many still don't. Operation Cajun Navy has a Facebook page with an Amazon wish list of things they need, and this stuff will get put on a helicopter or on a truck, and it'll make it up the mountain to these people. If you're able, please help them, because if we don't help each other right now, nobody's going to. And just look into this. Listen to Appalachian Voices right now and help us, because we need it. We're not going to stop. I want to make that clear. We're not going to stop. People are going to keep helping each other. And they're going to build back Appalachian. It's going to be strong like this hurricane never hit. We are stubborn, we are strong, and we are resilient. So either start helping us, or get the hell out of our way.
So obviously she's very, very, very emotional with the situation she has to deal with currently. And of course the betrayal by the federal government, who's supposed to have our backs, by the way. The people in the House, the people in the Senate, the president, the vice president, are not there except for our votes. We put them there. We are their boss. We're the ones who determine whether they stay there or they get fucked off the island. And the current ones that we have aren't doing anything for the people that are here except for $750 if they prove they need it. Next video I have for you is number 7. This video is a passionate explosion of emotion from, I think he said he was a firefighter. Again, I haven't rewatched all the evidence that I have, but I have a script written from when I got the evidence together. So I'm going to kind of trust it. You have a man that's on the ground helping these people, and you got people that are being threatened with arrest who bring in their helicopters to bring supplies or rescue people from this shit. And FEMA, the police department, or whatever federal government you got, is threatening to arrest them for helping people. And you also have donations and stuff that's being brought to people, food, water, clothing, medicine, all that shit, and is being denied. And FEMA's taking it and holding it. And by the way, so is Kamala, which I have a segment for later. But we have someone who's on the ground actually genuinely wanting to help people, and I got a video for that. So sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of shit for this, dude. I took my time with this video. I got a lot of evidence supporting the fact that they committed treason and hate the American people. So here's a video from a person who's actually on the ground trying to help people.
I'm currently in Asheville, North Carolina with my company doing disaster security for a dialysis company. And we're also doing search and rescue for patients to bring them to dialysis so they don't die. This place is a war zone, people, and the military is not here. And the reason I'm pissed, because I was part of the operation during Hurricane Katrina. I was stationed in San Diego, and within 96 hours, we were in Louisiana. And these bastards are not sending the military here. There's so much destruction. There's no news crews here. That's why you're not seeing it. The American people should be angry at what our government is doing to this town. There are people hurting here. There are so many people dying. I drove past a young kids about 5 to 7 years old. They were brother and sister, and they were looking for their parents. We got them to a church. These young kids don't know where their mom and dad are. And the military is being fucking hamstringed by these goddamn DOD fucking executives. If you're not angry, you should be. Because this is what our government thinks about us. They're not here to help us. We have to take care of ourselves. There's towns here that are self-policing. We drove into towns where the town folk came up to us and said, "What are you doing here?" So we're looking for patients. We're trying to get them help. And they welcomed us with open arms. This is bad, people. You're not here. It is very bad. We need water. We need food. We need clothes. I'm in a budget motel, and I'm very grateful, and I feel somewhat guilty that I have a roof over my head and a shower. And it's right across from the airport. There was a man that took off yesterday in his helicopter to go up in the mountains to drop off food. He landed and got arrested and said he was interfering with the government, a government operation. But there's no operations going on. I'm sick to my stomach that our government treats our American people this way. And then when they get slapped in the face, oh, here's $750. After we sent over $200 billion overseas. Mayorkas, you're a traitor to your country.
Isn't that heartbreaking, ladies and gentlemen, that we got a dude on the ground who's in a hotel room and he feels bad? At what point are you in a budget inn or whatever and you feel bad about having a hotel room? That lets you know just how shit this situation is currently. And by the way, I'm still recording this as the point. I don't have the videos interjected or introduced to the video at this point. And I've been talking for 20 minutes. So I just can imagine how long this video has been going. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. If you want to see America freed from these communists and dictators, make sure you're subscribing. Go over to Guns and Gadgets. I'm gonna try to have his YouTube link or his PayPal up so you can go ahead and donate. Make sure you tell him that Ducky sent you because I want people to know that Ducky's there for you. And let's go ahead and keep going with the video. So I also have another video about how Harris set up a photo shoot with a C-17 full of supplies, but there's a twist. Ladies and gentlemen, we had, there was a video, I don't know, because I don't watch the news because every news site is kind of fucked at this point, but we had a news video go around of Kamala, excuse me, wow, something was trying to come up. I think it was the spaghetti I had for dinner. It doesn't like the whiskey. But we had Kamala in line trying to show that she's in support of the hurricane victims by packing up supplies and stuff for them. I have a video about the after effects of that. Supposedly, it was all faked. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let the dudes speak for themselves. Again, got another video for you. This was during a podcast/interview. Let's check it out.
And then also from that video, I started getting a lot of messages like to my Instagram from like actual like aircraft commanders, like squadron commanders.
No kidding.
I had a squadron commander from North Carolina reach out to me. They had to load a C-17 full of supplies just to take a photo op for Kamala. And they never sent the bird.
Wait a minute, what?
They loaded an entire C-17 full of supplies for the hurricane victims just for Kamala to go there, take a photo, take a video, and they never sent the C-17. It was just
Are
a
you
full.
serious?
Yeah, that was a National Guard, North Carolina National Guard unit. That was a 06 that reached out to me. And then I had another.
He reached out to you to tell you that they did a photo op and with the intention of never sending.
Never sent it. It was just a photo op. And then also from that video, I started.
Absolutely insane. Now, there's no evidence to actually dictate whether that's true or not. But if that is actually true, it just goes further to show, based off the numbers that I showed you, for the illegals that have entered this country, for the different places, New York and Maine, that have supplied American-based homes for illegal immigrants, and the fact that they're willing to support them more than the people they're supposed to represent, the people they're supposed to protect, the people that put them in office, gave them the ability to be the first black woman or the first Indian woman in office, is really telling, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't really know what more evidence you need to not vote for Kamala /Biden /Democrats than the videos I've done so far in my playlist of Kamala Harris, the anti-American. I have no idea how much more evidence you got. But if you need more, I got some more. So the ninth piece of evidence I got for you is some people might not understand just how bad the destruction of Hurricane Helene was, or Helene. So I have a video that was taken from a dude who was driving his truck. I don't know if he was on a side road or a main road, so full disclosure, I don't know exactly where this was at. But I do have a video that determines just how bad the destruction was. And by the way, they were pulling people /bodies from trees. That's how bad the damage, the wind, and I don't know what else happens during a hurricane because I've never been to an area that's been affected by a hurricane. But I got a video that dictates and shows just how bad Hurricane Helene was for North Carolina and other states. And again, before I show this, ladies and gentlemen, thoughts and prayers. If you have not seen any of this footage before because they're trying to hide it, which doesn't surprise me to the very least, this isn't easy to watch. I ain't going to lie. Because if you see this through a back road, and it does look like a back road, just based off of how much damage there has been, the fact that Kamala and the Democrats aren't willing to support these people is absolutely fucking insane. Because these people have lost homes, they've lost work, and they've lost family, friends, or their own lives. And the Democrats aren't willing to do anything. But let me go ahead and show you just how bad this damage is.
Guys, this is fucking unreal. Holy shit, unreal.
It's disgusting and it's insane. $750. We sent about $2 billion over to Ukraine. We've spent almost 160 billion on illegal immigrants. And just right when, like 2 to 3 days after this happened, we sent 350 million over to Lebanon. You get $750. Oh. If you prove you need it. Your house could be gone. Your husband, your wife, your daughter, your son, your dog, your livelihood could be gone. But only if you prove you need it will you get it. And that's Kamala and Biden. Throughout this whole thing, after it happened, Trump's been on the ground getting water for people and other supplies.
While Biden was at the beach during the deadliest hurricane of the year, Kamala Harris was hosting fundraisers in California. Days later, she posted a staged photo from Air Force Two. The paper she's writing on is blank, and her earphones aren't plugged in. At least Bush looked out of the window, flying over Katrina. Trump went to Georgia before Biden-Harris. Trump went to East Palestine before Biden-Harris. Trump went to the border before Biden-Harris. Trump spoke to Laken Riley's family before Biden-Harris, and he spoke to the Afghanistan Gold Star families before Biden-Harris. They say 80% of life's just showing up, and Biden and Harris have their own jets. So what's their excuse? They can get anyone in the world on the phone in 30 seconds, but they won't even pick it up. Trump goes to you. Biden and Harris hide from you. Trump shows you that he loves you. Biden and Harris take you for granted. We all know people like that.
Elon Musk has pretty much donated Starlink, which is this phenomenal internet provider that allows people to call families, make orders on things, keep in communication with people after this hurricane has hit. And by the way, when I can't afford Starlink, because Starlink is kind of expensive, I'm going to get it. And the fact that it is expensive, I'm sitting here telling you it's expensive. And Elon Musk, who just as of the recording of this came out with like robots, like $20,000 to $30,000 a piece robots, right? And has made Tesla pretty much the first electronic car, or it might have been. I don't really know the specifics behind that. Has donated Starlink, the best internet provider that we've seen. Is astonishing whenever that costs hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, depending on how many states he put it through. Because you had Georgia, you had Atlanta, you had Georgia, Tennessee, and I think it was North Carolina. You might have had another state or two. I honestly, off the top of my head, I can't remember. But the fact that he donated that when he's losing a shit ton of money, and so is Trump, by the way, goes to show that they're willing to support the American people. They're willing to support what we have. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the Hurricane Helene section. Now we're going straight into the treason. This is why you clicked on the video. And I realize this is probably about an hour-long video. I apologize, /don't, because y'all need the evidence. By the way, I should have said this at the beginning of the video. Let me wet my throat real quick because I've been talking for about a half hour. If you want to do a reaction to my video, go ahead. If YouTube strikes you for it, for copyright or whatever, because of any videos I've done, I will do my best to bring that down. I'm fully open, if you agree with me or disagree with me, to do a reaction video to the stuff that I bring. However, the only thing that I do ask is if you tag me in it so I can go ahead and check out your video that you're doing based upon my video, so I can see kind of where you're differentiating from what I'm saying, or if you agree, and then maybe we can have a debate about it or /talk about it, because I think that's pretty much healthy. But this current one, if you have anything against what I'm saying based off the evidence that I'm bringing you, you might not be an American. But we're going straight into the treason route, ladies and gentlemen. So, with Biden handing over the Democratic nominee to Kamala, democracy is broken. All the votes were given to her by the government, not from the American people like it's supposed to be. The people have questions and don't trust Kamala with the presidency, and even some of the mainstream media is beginning to call her out, such as the 60-minute interview on NBC. Here is a video demonstrating that point. Also, here is how Kamala has continued to commit treason against the United States. So like I said, 81 million votes, the ones that Biden apparently got in 2020, have been dictated or transferred over to her without a single one of you determining whether it goes to her, Bernie Sanders, Michelle Obama, because apparently she's in the news currently. You didn't get to dictate where that vote went. They took it from you and decided to subject it wherever they wanted it to go. But I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, as always with any videos that I provide or any videos that I record myself.
Was democracy best served by President Biden stepping down and basically handing you a nomination? You didn't have to go through a primary process. You didn't have to fight off other contenders. That's not really the way our system was intended to work.
President Biden made a decision that I think history is going to show is rare among leaders, which was to put country before self. And I am proud to have earned the support of the vast majority of delegates and to have been elected the Democratic nominee. I am proud to have received the endorsement of leaders around this country from every background and walk of life to fight in this election over the next month for our democracy.
But I think this truncated process is why people think or say they don't really know who you are.
Look, I've been in this race for 70 days.
Obviously pretty disgusting, ladies and gentlemen. And treason, whenever I bring up treason, is also the fact that they're giving money to Lebanon, which we were at war with / had a conflict with. And then we also have one with Ukraine, and Ukraine's obviously in war with Russia, which is obviously an enemy of the United States. And when I say that as a Trump supporter, obviously Trump and Putin have had some interactions together, but Putin was kind of fearful / respected Trump. We didn't have all these issues that we currently have with Russia because we didn't have these wars and stuff when Trump was in office. But when softshell Biden got in office, Russia, Putin, was like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this. Zelensky, the mastermind that he is and the grifter that he is, decided to steal American money, American tax money from the people to support his war effort, which we have nothing to do with. Nothing. And by the way, what is Europe doing to support Ukraine? What is France doing to support Ukraine? What is our allies doing to support Ukraine as of this moment? We had the second assassination attempt against Trump. The guy at the golf course with the armor and then the AK-styled rifle. And he was a supporter and trying to get mercenaries to go over to Ukraine from America to go fight against the Russians. We live in a crazy world, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know how much more evidence you need to see. I don't know what else you need to know. But ladies and gentlemen, if you have gotten to this point, share this video out with people. People need to see it based off the evidence that I provided. Comments down below. We need to bring a discussion. We need to let a lot of people know just how fucked up the situation we currently live in is as American citizens. We have the freedom of speech. We have the freedom to bear arms. But if we let Kamala Harris in, everything we view as an American is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, right here, right now, as a citizen of the United States of America, I am accusing Kamala Harris and Joe Biden of treason against the United States people our Constitution, and the nation itself. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll see you later.